They say cleavage is empowering, but probably not mine. So, welcome here, guys. I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope nobody's on the live yet. I just haven't been on the live for a long time, so welcome, welcome. I'm gonna finish mixing. I'm just barely toning down some almond. We actually have mostly almond in here. A few drops of black, so we'll see just how far this goes to tone our color down here. Good evening. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you're watching from. Probably the Sheriff's Department. If you're watching from the Sheriff's Department, God bless you. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. So I love you, and I'll always have cookies over here. Get down a Coke, because I always like chocolate and sweet things. So you can always stop by. Alright, I want to see one really thorough color. It's really funny when you mix two different colors, and it really accents how difficult it can truly be to mix fully a part A and part B together, because until these colors are 100% blended, you know you don't have a perfectly thorough mix. So, and remember that pigment only cures, especially a high-grade pigment like we sell here at Countertop Epoxy. It only cures when it's in the actual epoxy. You have to edit that first part off. Slow people. You guys are missing. The cameraman just got his hair did, and it's way better than mine. Actually, I did do mine. Wait a second. I just did my hair too the other day, 2 days ago. I think this is the very first haircut. So, not a ton of skill. I do all my own hair. So, it gets creepy and long and bald, and then I think I gave it a gray almost, didn't I?
That's perfect. That's
I like it kind of, right? Yeah. It's kind of clean looking. I like that. Okay. Let's see what we got. Sorry I bored you guys all to death. There. Dude, that was on me. I always get my product pouring out, and then Michael, the cameraman's like, I should have got you a roller. What, dude, you'd think the guy that's pouring epoxy would have got himself a freaking roller, right? But no, not this guy. We're rushing to go live. We can't say Russian anymore. We're supposed to hate them. We're Americans. I don't know that that's true. I don't hate anybody in the world ever. I just hate politicians that make us try to hate each other. Here. I can run. I have one skill, run for things. That was my first job I had. I worked for a carpet setter, a carpet installer, and I was, well, first job I was, literally, this is not a joke, I was 4 years old, and we lived up in the woods, and the first thing I remember getting paid for was hauling lunch for a survey crew, and I would be out there all day, like 12 hours, 14 hours, but I'd just carry the lunch bag, and the survey inspector came up and like saw my dad and was like, who are these kids? And my dad was trying to pretend we didn't work for him so he wouldn't get in trouble with labor laws. And my sister was the cutest little blonde girl. She walks up and she's like, my daddy's paying me 50 cents a day to work up here with him. And they were like, what, Ken? So yeah, there's always, am I allowed to clean a roller? I don't ever throw these away if I don't have to. These are my foam roller handles. But don't be afraid to just take a knife, scrape these down. You can also dump them, set them in acetone, and it'll just melt that epoxy off overnight. So, but
Said to talk about your shoes. Okay.
Talk about my shoes. What? My shoes? These are Hey Dudes. Yes, they're my old man shoes because I'm not very good at all my leaning over stuff, so I try to keep it to a minimum. So yeah, I think I know the shoes you're talking about, and we'll get to those. So. Jeanette. How are you, Jeanette? Is Jeanette the one that's going to help us?
Maybe.
Jeanette, thank you for coming back. Oh, you know what? And then there's those days, guys, where I just let you guys watch me struggle, and then I just come over here and I get a different handle. Just somebody tuned in just to watch Levi struggle. So I hope y'all are having a good day today. I love you guys. I missed you. All the faithful followers. That's weird. What's that? We got YouTubers on here? Remember, check out our YouTube channel too. Our YouTube channel's we're taking a lot of content over there. Please don't tell
No
President.
sound.
Please don't tell President Z. Hello, testing. Testes, 1, 2. Testes. Testes, 1, 2. No sound? Do you hear me now? I want a Big Mac fries.
It says you're on here.
Supersize that. Please somebody else comment and see if maybe somebody said no sound and really they muted their own phone.
It was very faint.
Was it faint?
Yeah.
Well, Jeanette's smart. We know Jeanette. If it was Jeanette, we know she's probably telling us something pretty truthful.
Is that better or worse?
Better or worse, guys? Ah. All right, so this is a sample for a customer, and we're running it on a chiseled edge. It's actually going to be for a floor, but whatever, dude. I'm going to do the similar pattern, and I'm going to do something fun for this guy. Super nice guy, but he's kind of picky, and I like that, but I want to really make sure when you have somebody that's being picky with color, make sure you're picky with the color. A lot of people will just try to get in that job. Don't get into that job until you've actually done some stuff that's looking good to them and that you see that customer's actually happy with, or it's not going to get any easier when you're pouring thousands of dollars worth of product all over a floor to all of a sudden make them happy with your color. So that's my only pointer in this, because I think, how many samples have we made? And actually a real artist made them samples. Michael, the guy behind the camera, made him a bunch. 3 samples. So, and he's wanting now, we're going to leave a portion of this, just the kind of grayed down, toned down almond that I did, because he kind of wants a little bit of a toned down almond look, which is hopefully what we got him here. Then he wants a little bit of silver and a little bit of copper, and then a little bit of silver and copper, and then a little bit of copper and silver poured through with epoxy. So we're going to test, like, I think 6 or 7 different techniques here, and my little cricket brain is going to try to keep up with this and try to think artsy things all day.
What temperature are you pouring?
What temperature? You know what? I poured this right at about 84, 85 degrees, which is pretty cool for me. But that's the main reason I poured cooler today, is because I am replicating a flooring sample, and on a flooring sample, the product's going to have a thinner viscosity and flow more. So I want more of that flowed out effect. So it's replicating what I can do in this floor better. So.
Joy said, how was your London trip?
Joy, we haven't gone to London. Joy, meet us in London, and then it's going to be really good. So it's going to be a party. No, it's not a party. It's going to be it's going to be fun and educational. And we have some awesome guys coming there. We're going to be doing tubs, baths, walls, and obviously countertops and floors, because that's our thing. So.
Honestly, this just looks awesome like this.
And we are still, if anybody's in Italy or knows somebody that has a house that they want a free makeover in Italy, we had one down south, but we're not sure what exactly we're going to do. We might actually not be doing that one. So if you know somebody that needs a pretty badass makeover, we're going to be pouring some floors, countertops, walls. And usually if you have a house that you want to class in, like we're looking for somebody in Texas too. So, but they have to be in one of the major cities, Houston, Dallas, you name it. If you're from Texas, you know Texas cities. But yeah, we are looking for a house where we could pour. We usually like to pour about 800 square feet of flooring, 500-600 at least, and we do that all either at the cost of product, and sometimes we can knock off most of it just for free and just do it for you, as long as you let a class come in.
Jeanette said, Michael, did you tell Levi I asked about that damn light box?
Jeanette?
I haven't seen much of Levi today, but
you know, Jeanette, he barely saw me. I barely got to Florida, and then I got back from Florida, and then I got in the shop and I went straight to a job basically, and yeah, my day's been crazy. Okay, that's looking pretty, guys. I don't know. That's just simple as it is.
yeah.
I'll call this Simple Jack. I like this table. Okay, now we're gonna spray. Do we have just alcohol? Just clear? Oh, that's what we're low on.
Yeah.
I gotcha. No stresses. No.
How much does pouring about 2,000 square foot of metallic epoxy cost?
Depending on the floor, how much does pouring 2,000 square feet of metallic epoxy cost? Depends on the condition of the floor and what your overall, like what you're trying to get out of it. If it's something really decorative like this, you'd be at about, if you did it yourself, you said 2,000, about $6,000 to $9,000. If you paid somebody else to do it, you could most likely be somewhere around the 20 to 25, depending on how decorative. Man, I think I found a sprayer that doesn't work here. Oh, it's like stuck in the bottom, that's why. Ooh, you know what? You know what, guys? This is not my best day with a sprayer, apparently. Here, okay. I have my.
That's silver.
Right there? Yeah. And I got my. I'm gonna spray some of this right here. All right. Here we go. I promise. Not everything I do.
Jeanette said, "Wow, he's really just skipping over that light box."
Jeanette?
She needs to come here and finish it.
Jeanette, you have to come here and finish that light box on your own. I want to finish the light box with you, Jeanette.
Josh said, "Hey."
If you, I'll tell you something, Jeanette. If you can help us get our live channel so we can host lives back on, I'll ship you the light box and something way cooler that I already have done than the light box, something really fun. So I'll let you pick from one of my favorite tables I've done, my coffee tables. I have 2 different coffee tables.
Some of our, we think some of our strikes are like not right. We strike this for the gun table.
Yeah. Yeah, we think some of the strikes were not correctly done.
Josh said the offer, they got accepted on the house that they looked at. Good
Cool.
job.
Congratulations,
Josh.
Josh Bailing. Bailing Customs. Go support his awesome channel. Bailing Customs is a pimp who does amazing flags. Any kind of flag art you want. If you want the best flag artist in the world that hand does all his stuff, Josh with Bailing Customs is definitely your man. Don't anybody, just because you see me lighting stuff on fire, just remember, I'm a paid professional, I think. I try to be. Yeah. I hope this is the direction he was going with this.
I'm planning on doing something similar to a coffee table that I made. Grip up or slip up. So.
Oh man, send us pictures of that coffee table when you're done. And call us if you're doing something like that. Is that too charcoaly? Should I do a little more of the bright silver
You know what? I think
through there? I feel like that charcoal is lighter than I thought. It's almost like a nice slate on there. I'll do some of the silver, but I feel like depending on how dark the color is, like a lighter color, charcoal and silver are very similar. On a darker color, you really see the difference between the 2 colors.
Josh said, now I have a couple questions. Can I use some countertop epoxy from a couple years ago? It's still sealed.
Totally, Josh. Just remember, if it's like discolored from sitting around for years, just mix pigment in that and you'll be just fine. So I've used very old product. Oh, and he wants some of the swirled in, correct?
Just to give him an idea. I don't think he really asked for it, but like we want to show him
Right. Wow,
what
dang.
can be done.
Let's see if I can mess something up really quick. That's what can be done. What can be done? Maybe I can mess something up. Story of my life. Yeah. I'm just glad not everybody's only here for the shoes.
Jeanette said you're gonna have to tell me what he's talking about for the live thing. Is he talking about the original channel? Yes.
Yeah, the original channel. That's what I was hoping. I don't know. Maybe I should go on a trip to China and pay allegiance to them. No. Please bring my TikTok channel back. I'll do free epoxy art for you guys. Great leader.
Yeah, we just think some of our strikes are not right.
Yeah, we just think some of our strikes were incorrectly recorded because some of the strikes were just absolutely, I think people just accidentally reported us for like total art pieces that were done. Like the first several times we got pulled, I know wasn't actually a correct strike from my understanding. So, thank you guys for all your support, by the way. Thank you for everybody's support through here. Thanks for all your guys' love. Hit that heart button 5,000 times with your ass as hard as you can. No, I see people like telling you to hit. They'll say like, I don't do this unless you hit the laugh button or hit the like button or whatever. And I'm like, I saw a fisherman. He was baiting hooks. That was his only job on a live, and it was actually like kind of cool to watch. He was like a deep sea fisherman somewhere, and like he wouldn't move the camera angle and change so you could actually see what he was doing in the water and whatever until like he got a certain amount of likes. And I was like, well, dude, maybe if you just show him everything. Maybe I'm being just too easy though.
Gina said he should have come to our meeting we had when we met with them.
Oh yeah.
But at the time, they weren't helping bigger channels.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I ain't the saddest about this. What are y'all thinking?
Josh said probably gonna order 2 to 3 wall kits for the shower wall. Hopefully
Ooh, Josh, I am excited to see what you do with a wall kit.
What all do I need to do to floor my house? Primer, paint, pigment, and the gloss.
Yeah, it kind of depends. You wouldn't use a primer paint. You would actually just use the actual correct epoxy, seal your substrate. If you're going over tile or something like that, you'd want to fill it first. If it's just over concrete, again, concrete or wood, any porous substrate, you're just going to seal it up. So. Yeah, I don't know if that's what. Let me see, where's my folder?
Bombs, and I got the new channel moving. Oh yeah. They got all of us.
They did get us.
Over here.
That's the only reason anybody's over here is because of you guys. Thank God, dude, we have awesome people out
She
there.
said I had to sell my first child.
I had to sell all 3, no.
I'm from the best, Josh said. And then Tara said, you're so artistic.
Tara, thank you for being here. And Tara, no, thank you so much for having bad vision and loving the page. I'll do my best to.
Okay, you got 15,000 likes. Let's talk shoes.
Oh, shoes. Here's a few shoes. I know everybody's here to probably, some people want to know about the shoes in the desert. You know, I'll speak a tiny bit on the shoes in the desert, and I'm just going to say that I never expected the shoe situation to get blown that out of, I don't know. It surprised me. I'd seen something that obviously I believe is probably nefarious, and I'd kept observing missing shoes at a pond in the desert. More and more of them. I found 5 pairs, I think, the first day. I think it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5 pairs that I found the first day. And then I went out and I found a few more, and I mean, I kind of thought it was nothing, but I talked to a few people, and I was like, isn't this kind of weird that these are just high heels and like stripper shoes out here? And so the more people I kind of questioned what they thought, they were like, pretty soon a lot of people were like, yeah, man, you need to check that out. So I started feeling kind of guilty for not looking at it. So every once in a while, I ride dirt bikes out there a lot. I 4-wheel a lot, and I'd just stop by like once a month. It's not that far from my work, so I went out there, and then I found a new pair, and I was like, oh shit, because everything before it had seemed like old, like abandoned things, old abandoned shoes that maybe had been out there for a while. And I was like, that really scared me, and it made it seem really real, because there was a pair of pantyhose with a new pair of high heels that had only been there for a little while near this pond that had all these other abandoned shoes. And at the time, I think that was, I don't want to misspeak, but I think it was like the 10th pair, or 9th pair, 10th pair, something in there. And then that really got my interest. When I saw the new pair, I was like, holy crap. So then I came back like 3-4 weeks later, and what I realized is there was a new pair of boots. Might have been a month later too. And there was a new pair of boots, and I went back to the first pair of shoes, and the nylons that were with it were totally gone. Or not nylons, whatever the, like pantyhose type things. They were totally gone, and the shoes had been like pushed around. It looked like coyotes had chewed on them or something. And then the new pair of boots were there, and then I watched them. I saw how much things aged, and then I realized, holy crap, maybe this stuff's newer than I thought it was. So I did a video. Of course, it blew up. Became a little more viral than I had anticipated. If you're interested in seeing it, it's on our page there. I think it has 2 million views. I tell a little more of the story there in detail. So long story short, the only thing I'm interested, I've had a lot of news companies try to contact me, and I think personally most people want to burn, like, everybody's looking for a victim. Everybody wants either the sheriff's department to be a bad guy. They're the only ones that will probably be able to help actually solve this if we figure anything out from this. There's groups of people that want it to be something crazy. I feel like I've had literally probably thousands of contact requests, and I have a lot of people that I know they want a murder because it's exciting to them. And everything they see, if it's a rock, it's a murder weapon. If it's a fence post, it was a murder weapon. You know, every single thing spells murder. And then there's the people that literally, I told a guy, I've told a few people, I've been careful who I tell, but I tell a few people to just see like different types of people to see what their responses are. And I tell this guy, and I actually was getting questioned about it by somebody because too many people have heard about this now. And I said, yeah, man, I found like 13 pairs of shoes out of the pond. And he goes, that's normal. And I said, well, they're all high heels, like women's shoes. And it was kind of hard to get to. And he's like, I don't see where there's anything wrong with that. And I was like, this is a remote pond in the desert that has 13 pairs of women's high heels. And he's like, sometimes people lose their shoes. And I was like, yeah, man, but it was at different times. And he's like, I don't see anything weird with it. And I was like, okay, maybe my mind is very different because I watched the wrong TV shows. But so far, I'm like, I can't see that that's normal because I've seen a few ponds in the desert and I have not seen a pond like that. So but I'm excited that actually law enforcement is doing something about it. And I have probably the only serious calls I've received so far that are somewhat serious. And I don't know because they only speak for themselves. I don't want to speak for them. But at least they're the only ones that have contacted me to try to actually solve this instead of most of the other people, like the FBI guy from Texas. He contacted me, but he doesn't contact back. And my understanding, he's a content creator. He's a supposed FBI agent, but also he's there to make content. So he really just wants a more popular story. And my understanding is he'd probably just like the video, I'm guessing, or something of mine. But he wasn't interested in actually talking to us and helping solve or anything like that. So from my perspective, all I want is people that are interested in helping with the actual situation. Like if somebody has a sonar capability, and we're talking to a few people, but we're always open to more. And that's my non-rehearsed going over of the pond for anybody. If you have questions, I may or may not be able to answer them.
Josh said, anything have to go over on the wall kits after putting on the shower walls, or is it good?
No, a lot of times, Josh, I actually sand them and degloss them down to like 1000 grit and then run diamond shield in them because it just leaves such a cool, like really cool texture.
Christian said, so I just need a sealer if I'm doing my floor. I already did the demo on floors. It's concrete.
Yep. Yeah, you just actually want to seal it with the same epoxy and you'll get a mechanical bond. We actually have or a chemical bond rather, and we actually have diamond gloss. You call us up and call our office with the square footage and details and order diamond gloss. It's going to be the very best money, bang for your buck, beautiful, beautiful polished product. It's definitely what you want.
I just did a seal coat video too.
Oh yeah, and Michael just put out a seal coat video, so check it out. I don't know, guys, what are you thinking? I'm going to show you guys my other fun project here, and if you guys have time, I don't know.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I'll show you guys kind of my exciting project here, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of a little bit of a mess here, but... Which part? Oh, dude, that really did turn out really pretty. Let's see if he likes that. Maybe there'll only be a few critiques. And you know what? People get mad at picky customers. I don't really get mad at them. I kind of like knowing that I can deal with picky customers. So, because we all have room to improve no matter what we're doing. So.
Is the epoxy as a floor super slick?
No, it actually has a better slip coefficient than most ceramic or porcelain. As to the question, is epoxy very slick? So it's actually very common now, especially a high grade like shock resistant epoxy. It makes a lot of difference of how impact resistant it is. So like our products that are on all our floors are very decorative, but it's a thick impact resistant product. So it actually has a lot of grip to it, better than tile. So even better than hardwood. So here we are. We had an old picnic table and we're about to finish this video out, hopefully. We are going to finish this out. It's going to be done. And this is our picnic table with True Metal. And I filled it. I haven't worked with True Metal a ton. This is our newest product that has been kind of exciting to me. And I filled all the damage and knots with True Metal. And this is actually right here is bronze. true metal, and it's actually real bronze. As you can see, it's a polished metal. So there's actually powder in there. It's a very hard now, cured, filled, sealed. So now I'm just gonna sand it off and leave only the exposed parts. I already showed a little bit there, and I believe I can actually polish that out much shinier down at the other end, and I'll try to do that. But I'm gonna first kind of cut through some of these knots and show you guys how it exposes. Oh yeah. I'm cutting with a 400 grit on a fest tool right now, and you don't need a fest tool, a DeWalt, to Harbor Freight. Just about any sander works. Just make sure it is a DA, and that means a dual action. You want it to be rotating and oscillating, so you don't have swirl marks, and then it'll actually bring out a much better polish. So I'm just cutting everything right now. This is a really flat pad I'm using right now. It's a 400 grit, and it has no cushion, so there's no foam on it or anything like that. But the next pad I use is actually going to have foam on it, and you're going to see it really kind of, well, I actually may use one more flat pad, but then I'm going to start polishing with a foam back pad, and then it's not going to be trying to cut highs off and stand really flat and try to profile anything. It's really going to dip down and start polishing and shining everything up. But you're not going to get any more profile. You can't really cut something down with that. So make sure you do all your heavy work, or your heavy sanding and removing the product with your heavier grits right now. So now I'm working with a 400. So do the stuff the 400 is made to do. So, and honestly, on something this nice, don't be afraid to burn through a few pads. If you start gumming up your paper, don't be fighting a single piece of paper for an hour in one spot. Switch it out. Expect when you're polishing here to go through 20, 30 pieces of paper, especially your coarser grits. When you're really profiling everything, you're going to just go through so much more paper. You're going to watch here. I'm going to kind of profile here for just a second, and then I'm going to switch discs, and you're going to see how nice a new fresh disc does cut. How is everybody today? I would love if everybody actually just let me know where you guys are watching from. We're trying to record and pay a little bit of attention, and I want to know where I should be servicing you guys and where I should have focus more of my attention in the future on classes and whatnot. Tampa. We're going to be out there again soon. North Carolina. It's a beautiful place. We just had a really good class out there. Now, if you notice, my pad is definitely getting so clogged up. I know I need to switch it out, but I'm still just cutting down anything really high with it. Israel, God bless you. I hope you and your neighbors are both blessed. I hope everybody over there is blessed.
Josh said, how's his knife?
That knife is in the crap box, Josh. It had a handle. It had a handle for like a paring knife, and it had a blade for like Crocodile Dundee. It was notes to me that I suck at making knives, and then I started again, and I made a blade, and it was warped, and it was a long blade that I wanted to make a Tonto blade out of, and I noticed it was warped. I didn't know how to guarantee it wouldn't be warped, so then I bought oil for it, and yeah, I'm not very good at knife making, guys. Don't ever tune into this channel if you want to learn how to make a knife. I made an axe, and it was super badass, and it was like not really skill. It was just me banging around and trying to straighten out and cut an old axe blade up, and then I made one knife, and it kind of turned out okay. I gave it to Monty, and the handle broke. And I was making another one for Josh, and the handle, I kept shaving it, and the handle got smaller and smaller, and I was like, it's not shaped right, and it's too small. And finally I had the stupidest little handle, and I was like, this is a piece of crap. So I need to like go to a how to make a knives class. Sanding and Jeanette, that's a very, very good request, Jeanette. Okay, I really am going to work on this knot because the knots are just such beautiful sections here. The real grainy areas. And I just wanted to take any of that real excess high resin off so I get those real bright striations of the true metal versus the cut. So it's it's just going to cut so much better. And notice I am only doing a plank at a time. Obviously you don't have to, you could kind of keep working, but I was trying to get something that I could finish with you guys on. Okay, now I'm going to bump up to 1200 and this is going to get really pretty. And remember, only 1200 and you're going to see such a, or 1000 rather, sorry. And you're going to see such a different look out of this with just 1000 grit. So 500, just going from 500 to 1000 and it's going to be beautiful. But remember, I can go to 7,000. I can even use a polishing paste past 7,000, and you can make this really shine like a mirror. And like I say, this is all metal, actually filling in the voids and all the fractures in this old. This table was by our dumpster and had been sitting outside for probably 10 years, and just the whole thing was so rickety. There's really no saving it. And I thought, you know what? I'll coat it in epoxy, and it'll be nicer than a brand new table. Very beautiful. And now for the polish, you're going to see this really change now. I'm actually going to run 1000 grit one more time, but this will be a foam backed pad before I go up to my 5. So this will just, I noticed the foam back pads are very squishy. They kind of give. This is a 5000. The 1000's even thicker. But it'll really clean anything out of here and just really polish. It's 1000 grit foam backed will polish better than 1000 grit not foam backed. So I don't know if it's because it's cleaner, cooler, softer. There are a lot of little factors, but this is just one of those addicting things. I don't even know if you can see on the camera, but in person, to watch an old wood knot just turn into a shiny piece of metal that has perfect contours like that, that's just so fun. Okay, now remember, this is not nearly as shiny as we can go, but thought my sander quit working. I'm really just not applying a lot of pressure. I'm just trying to keep this nice and steady and just actually letting the pad cut, because if you think about it, there's little pieces of grit on here and they do have to rotate a certain amount of times to really start shining and polishing, because they have to remove material that's rough around it, you know, so don't try to move too fast. Don't apply too much pressure. You don't want excess heat here. If you apply a ton of pressure, it'll start getting hot on you. And then it makes everything worse, gummier, doesn't make your paper last as long. So just kind of slow it down, take your time, and let this cut. And holy crap, right now I'm having like, this plank is just turning to bronze. It's just an entire bronze plank with wood grain knots. That's beautiful. I'll drive this to your house. Where's Jeanette live? As long as you're not like 3,000 miles away, I would drive this. I'll drive this to the Mississippi River, this table, when I'm done with it, Jeanette, and I would finish it immediately if we fix the lives on this channel. So there, I was going to try to be cool and throw this over like an old shotgun, but there we are. Thank you guys for joining me on the live. I'm not very cool at videos or video stuff, so hope you guys learned something, or maybe you just learn a whole lot of what not to do when you watch this channel. But either way, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys all I believe even tomorrow morning. So I'm hoping for a fun, kind of a little different, fun tomorrow morning live. So I'll drink my good morning juice. I'll do push-ups for all my cuss words, and I'll pray for you guys all tonight. God bless you guys. Have a badass day.